All right, so today we're diving into something that can make a huge difference for your business,
Okay.
especially if you're a small business owner
Right.
and you're trying to get the most out of your Facebook ads.
Yes, definitely.
We're talking about those little call to action buttons,
Mm-hmm.
the CTAs.
Yeah,
They might seem insignificant,
sure.
but trust me, they can be absolute game changers when it comes to driving conversions.
Oh, absolutely.
What's fascinating about those buttons is they tap into basic human psychology.
Oh, totally.
Think about it.
Okay.
Someone's scrolling through their feed.
Yep.
They see your ad. It catches their attention.
Right?
But then what?
Well,
A well-crafted CTA button acts like a gentle nudge,
yeah,
guiding them towards the action you want them to take.
absolutely. It's all about removing that friction,
Yeah.
that hesitation,
Right.
making it super easy for them to say yes.
Like, I was reading this article by Adway Creative,
Okay.
the digital marketing agency, and they had some really eye-opening statistics about this.
No, really?
For example, did you know that studies by HubSpot have shown that businesses that really nail their CTAs can see click-through rates jump by over 121%?
It's incredible, isn't it? That's more than double the engagement.
Right.
And for a small business, those extra clicks can be the difference between a successful campaign and one that just fades into the background noise.
Exactly.
For
And the article breaks down all the different types of Facebook CTA buttons.
Okay.
But let's focus on the ones that are most relevant for small businesses.
Oh, sounds good.
So you've got the classic Shop Now,
Yeah,
which is perfect for e-commerce businesses looking to drive those impulse buys.
makes sense.
And then there's Learn More,
Uh-huh.
which is ideal for businesses that offer more complex services or products,
Right.
where you need to educate the customer a bit before they're ready to pull out their wallet.
Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm them with a buy now button if they need more information before making a decision.
And of course, there's Contact Us, which is all about building relationships and encouraging that direct communication.
That's especially important for small businesses because you're often relying on building trust and personal connections.
Exactly.
A Contact Us button can be a great way to start that conversation.
And if you're in a business where you rely on appointments or bookings, like a salon or a consultant,
Yeah,
then the Book Now button is your best friend.
absolutely.
It makes the process so much easier for potential customers.
It streamlines the whole experience and reduces the chances of them getting distracted or changing their minds.
Now, here's something that really caught my eye in the article.
Okay.
They talked about this Shopify case study, the
Uh-huh.
e-commerce platform.
Yeah, Shopify.
Shopify changed their CTA button from Get Started to Start Free Trial.
Interesting.
And you won't believe what happened.
What happened?
Their conversions went up by 30%.
Oh.
Just from that one little tweak.
That's amazing what a difference the right wording can make.
It's a perfect example of how addressing a potential customer's concerns head on can really move the needle.
Definitely.
People are often hesitant to commit to something new, especially if they're worried about the cost.
Right.
The Start Free Trial button eliminates that barrier and makes them much more likely to give it a shot.
For sure.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of choosing the right CTA,
Mm-hmm.
but the article also stressed something else that I think is crucial.
Okay, what's that?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah, between your ad and your landing page.
Oh, okay.
Imagine this, you create this amazing Facebook ad.
Right.
It's visually stunning, the copy is compelling,
Okay.
and you've got the perfect CTA button.
Got it.
Someone clicks on it,
Uh-huh.
excited to learn more,
Yep.
and then bam, they land on a page that looks completely different.
Oh, no.
The message is off, the design is jarring,
Yeah.
and there's no clear connection to the ad they just clicked on.
I've definitely been there. You feel like you've just been tricked. It's a terrible user experience, and it can kill your conversion rates.
HubSpot found that landing pages that visually and message-wise match their ads see a 40% increase in conversions.
Wow. That's huge.
It's like inviting someone into your beautifully decorated home
Yeah.
and then leading them into a messy basement.
That's a good way to put it.
You want to create a seamless and enjoyable experience from start to finish.
For sure.
Absolutely. So, for example, if your ad CTA is Discover Your Style,
Okay.
your landing page should echo that message.
Right.
Something like, ready to discover your unique style.
I like that.
That instant connection reinforces their decision to click and keeps them engaged with your brand.
It's all about creating that flow, that sense of continuity.
Yes.
You want them to feel like they're on a natural journey from the moment they see your ad to the moment they take action on your website.
Now, here's something that I found particularly interesting.
Okay.
The article went beyond just sales and talked about how CTAs can be used for customer service.
Oh, interesting.
which is a big deal for small business owners who often wear multiple hats.
That's a great point. Customer service is so important, and nowadays people expect instant gratification.
Right.
They want answers and support right away. In fact, the article mentioned that 64% of customers now expect 2047 support from brands.
That's a lot of pressure. But the article suggests using CTAs to meet those expectations head on.
Oh, that makes sense.
Imagine a Contact Us button on your ad that links directly to your WhatsApp business account or a Messenger chatbot.
That's smart.
It's like having a virtual assistant available around the clock to answer questions, address concerns, and provide that personalized touch that customers crave.
Absolutely.
It's all about making customers feel valued and heard,
Right.
even if you're a small business with limited resources. And the article gives some great examples of how to put this into action.
Oh, I'd love to hear some examples.
So let's say you're a restaurant owner.
Okay.
You could use a CTA, like See Menu and Order, that takes them directly to your online ordering system.
Smart.
Or if you're an Etsy shop owner, you could have a Contact the Shop Owner button that connects them to a chatbot that can answer questions about shipping returns or product availability.
Those are really clever ways to use CTAs to streamline the customer service experience
Right.
and create a more positive interaction.
It's all about making things easier for your customers and showing them that you care about their needs. And when you do that, they're more likely to become loyal, repeat customers.
I couldn't agree more. So we've talked about choosing the right CTA, ensuring consistency, and even using CTAs for customer service.
Yeah.
What else do we need to know to make sure our CTAs are really working for us? What about optimization?
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The article had a ton of great optimization tips. And the best part is they're easy to implement. But before we jump into that, I think we need a little break.
Sounds good. Let's take a moment to refresh and then come back ready to optimize those CTAs for maximum impact.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so let's talk optimization.
Okay.
Where do we even begin? I feel like there's so much to consider when it comes to Facebook ads.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming. But the article actually breaks it down into some really manageable steps.
Okay.
First things first, you need to make sure your CTA aligns with your overall ad objective.
Okay. That makes sense.
So if my goal is to generate leads, my CTA should be something like sign up or get a free quote.
Exactly. You want to guide them towards the action that's most aligned with your business goals.
Right.
But it's not just about the wording. The
Yeah.
design of your CTA button matters too.
Absolutely. You want it to stand out from the rest of your ad.
So we're talking about making it visually appealing.
Absolutely. Think contrasting colors, bold fonts, and strategic placement.
Okay.
You want it to be like a beacon, drawing people's eyes and practically begging them to click.
I love that. A beacon of conversion.
But how do I know what's going to work best for my specific audience? What if my idea of a visually appealing button totally flops?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's where A/B testing comes in. It's one of the most powerful tools in your marketing arsenal.
Gotcha.
The article really stressed the importance of testing different variations of your CTA.
Okay.
Different wording, different colors, different placements, you name it.
All right.
It's like running mini experiments to see what resonates best with your target audience.
So instead of just guessing, I can actually get data-driven insights into what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And you can use that data to continuously optimize your CTAs and improve your results over time.
Makes sense.
The article even mentioned a company called WordStream that saw a 33% increase in conversions
Wow.
just by A/B testing and tweaking the CTA buttons.
That's impressive. It really shows that you don't need to reinvent the wheel to see significant improvements.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the small tweaks that make the biggest difference.
Now, the article also talked about something that I think is super effective,
Okay.
but sometimes gets overlooked,
What's that?
using urgency in your CTAs.
Urgency, like limited time offer or get it before it's gone.
Exactly. Those phrases tap into our fear of missing out,
Or FOMO.
Right?
Yeah.
and they can be really powerful motivators. Think about it. Have you ever seen an ad with a countdown timer and felt that little surge of urgency, like you needed to act fast?
Oh, all the time. It's like my brain suddenly goes into overdrive, and I'm convinced that if I don't click that button right now, I'm going to miss out on something amazing.
That's exactly what you want. You want to create that sense of excitement and urgency so people are compelled to take action.
Okay.
But you have to use it strategically.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't want to overuse it or make false claims.
Right.
It has to be genuine and relevant to your offer.
That makes sense. I wouldn't want to come across as desperate or gimmicky.
It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're creating a sense of urgency without compromising your brand's integrity.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We've talked about aligning your CTA with your goals, making it visually appealing, A/B testing, and even using urgency. Is there anything else we need to keep in mind when it comes to optimizing our CTAs?
You know, one thing that the article mentioned that I thought was really interesting was the idea of using CTAs to segment your audience.
Segment my audience. What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Different CTAs appeal to different types of people.
Okay.
Someone who's ready to buy now is going to respond differently to a CTA than someone who's still in the research phase.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
So you could use different CPAs to target different segments of your audience and tailor your message accordingly.
So, for example, I could have one ad with a buy now CTA for people who've already visited my product page, and another ad with a learn more CTA for people who are just discovering my brand.
Exactly. And it can significantly improve your conversion rates because you're not trying to force everyone down the same path.
Okay.
You're giving them options and allowing them to choose the path that's right for them.
It's like having a choose your own adventure for your Facebook ads.
And the best part is Facebook's ad platform makes it super easy to set up these targeted campaigns.
Okay.
You can create different ad sets for different audience segments and track their performance individually.
So I can see which CTAs are working best for each segment and adjust my strategy accordingly.
It's all about being strategic and data-driven.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think we've bombarded you with enough information for now.
I agree. My head is spinning, but in a good way. I feel like I've learned so much already.
Me too. Let's take a quick break and then come back to wrap things up and talk about what action steps you can take to implement all of this.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground on how to make those little CTA buttons work harder for you.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more crucial aspect.
Okay.
Measurement.
Ah, yes. The data, it's not enough to just set up your campaigns and hope for the best.
Right.
You need to track their performance and see what's actually working.
Exactly. But I think a lot of small business owners get intimidated by the analytics side of things. They might not even know where to start.
I understand that it can feel overwhelming, but luckily Facebook makes it pretty easy to track the key metrics.
So,
Within Ads Manager, you'll want to keep a close eye on your click-through rates, which tell you how many people are actually clicking on your CTA, and your conversion rates, which show you how many of those clicks are turning into the desired actions on your website.
so a high click-through rate is good, but ultimately it's the conversion rate that really matters.
Precisely. You might have a super eye-catching ad that gets tons of clicks, but if those clicks aren't leading to sales signups or whatever your goal is, then something needs to be adjusted.
Right.
Maybe your CTA isn't strong enough, or maybe there's a disconnect between your ad and your landing page.
It's like a detective game, figuring out what's working and what needs tweaking.
Exactly. And the beauty of digital marketing is that you have all this data at your fingertips to help you solve the mystery and optimize your campaigns for better results.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the world of Facebook ad CTAs.
Yeah, it really has.
I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. It's amazing how such a small element can have such a big impact on your overall marketing strategy.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start with one small change, test it out, analyze the results, and go from there.
You've got this, and if you're looking for more in-depth guidance, I highly recommend checking out the article we've been discussing by Adway Creative.
Right?
They have some fantastic resources and case studies on their website.
Yes. They've clearly got their fingers on the pulse of what works in the ever-evolving world of digital marketing. So tell me, what's one CTA that you're going to test out on your next Facebook ad campaign?
I'm thinking about trying out a get your free consultation button for my service-based business.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if that personalized approach will lead to more qualified leads. What about you?
I'm going to experiment with adding a countdown timer to one of my ads to create that sense of urgency.
Nice.
I have a feeling it might just push some people over the edge and encourage them to take action.
I love it. Remember, the key is to keep experimenting, keep learning, and never stop optimizing.
Absolutely. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of Facebook ad CTAs.
It's been fun.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to take your campaigns to the next level. And remember, this entire deep dive was based on an amazing article by Adway Creative, so be sure to check that out as well.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Until next time, happy marketing.